Alex, we continue our journey of getting wet, getting moist in our cinematic nethers. We find ourselves today in the exact opposite of Crawl, right? Crawl is a bombastic, sugary drink. Crawl is an original recipe for Loco. Right to the face, right? That's what Crawl is. 2002's Dark Water by Hideo Nakata, right? Here is the synopsis. Don't let the water reach you. A woman in the midst of an unpleasant divorce moves to an eerie apartment building. With her young daughter, the ceiling of their apartment has a dark and active leak. That synopsis does not begin to describe what this movie is, right? So
pretty bare
this
bones.
is 4 years post Ringu, right? Same director.
Yep.
It has a lot of the same hallmarks of Ringu, right? So I think a lot of people when this came out were like, it's kind of like Ringu light. It's Ringu, but not as good, right? Not as scary. I actually think this movie sells a more humanistic approach to horror. Maybe even a little better than Ringu does at parts, right? This is also a single mother with a kid trying to protect her child, right? So similar hallmarks across the board. There's a lot of hair and water gags. There's a submerged evil killer kid. The hallmarks are there. I think this one sells the horror of being a single mother so much more than Ringu. That's where the real scariest stuff in this movie falls for me as a now adult watching it, right? That idea of my whole life is crumbling. My partner has left me. I quit my job so I could be a mom. I have nothing left. I got to rebuild everything. And then trying to do that and keep it together for your kid who you want to give everything. You want to protect, right? She even says, she's like, whatever happens to me is fine as long as I have you. As long as I'm with you, I can suffer any slings and arrows of life because you're my kid and I love you and you're beautiful. And then you got a dickhead husband. You got lawyers judging you. You got a ghost. This movie is so oppressive to this poor woman doing her best. I think that is such a fucking real world scary that this movie achieves. Alex, had you seen Dark Waters, and what were your opening thoughts on the film?
I don't remember actually. I think I've seen the.
It was a Jennifer Connelly remake, I believe.
I know I've seen the Jennifer Connelly one, but I didn't watch the whole thing because I was bored out of my mind. I don't think I've seen this. I don't think I've seen the original one. Yeah, you said all the same things I was about to say. Actually, I think that because again, I'll just admit it. I don't really get down for J-horror. Like this era of horror films was not interesting to me. But getting older, I did enjoy them a lot more. What I think Dark Water does better than Ringu is one, it's much more a ghost story, which is cool. Like leans a little heavier into more atmospheric ghost stuff than it does, Psych Outs and that kind of stuff. Like some of the stuff that's a little more popular, especially once they Americanize them. But I mean, yeah, like the terror of being a parent is so. I think that's probably what Hideo Nakata does better than most filmmakers. The abject terror of the unknown when it comes to being a parent is just palpable in this movie, and I think that's probably the that's the thread that takes you through the whole thing. Like you can have any number of weird little gags, any sort of thing that actually makes it a horror movie. The true fear is just not having control over your situation. That's especially when you have a kid. That's really scary.
Yeah,
it's really
and
terrible.
how the ghost affects your ability to protect the kid and do that. Like it's a woman who is, and again, there's also I don't know. Let's start here. I don't know if you recognized this or thought this. Mm-hmm. There's something so oppressive about the kind of polite Japanese culture in this that I thought was kind of gross, right? The avert your eyes, this woman just, no one listens to her. No one's hearing her voice. The fact that at one time they're like, hey, your ex-husband said you once needed psychiatric help. And she's like, what? He said that? She's like, I was reading horrifying books for a thing at work. And yeah, I wanted to work through that. They weaponized it, right?
Yeah.
They have all these moments of her needing human help that just are fucking dropped on her. And they just kind of say it as if ooh, that's not very becoming of a lady and a mother. There's these moments where when she talks to people, she has to kind of keep her eyes down, right? It's this shrinking of self all the time, when you need to be screaming to the fucking rafters at everyone around you. It's this politeness, right? It's with the principle. It's this fucking oppressive politeness that puts this blanket on these roiling emotions as you are fucking melting. So this inner part of like you have to shrink and weaken yourself as you're trying to hold this gargantuan weight up. I thought there was something in the culture, the quiet culture of this, that added to that kind of real life terror to me.
Yeah, I mean that's again, I don't know enough about Japanese culture, but I do know that in the early, this was early 2000s.
2002, yeah.
Yeah, this is about minimizing a woman's position. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's terror in and of itself, especially, I mean, dude.
Well, think about like the American
I can't say it's
ring.
not
like,
relevant.
Naomi Watts is like giving people the business, right?
Isn't it Jennifer Connelly?
Well,
Jennifer Connelly.
The ring is.
Are you talking about Ring? You're talking about the ring?
But I'm saying, yeah, like when we Americanize them, it's like mama bear shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna scream and fight and whatever. Like this is so different when you watch the Japanese stories, right? There is a like.
There's a
don't
level
be
of
bombastic. Don't be.
There's a level
crude.
of argument that comes out of American women's. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, but I'm going to say it this way anyways. There's a level of argument that comes out of American women's basic thesis for being single mothers. I think being a single mother in America is a little more operational is the wrong word, but I think being a single mother in America, I think is a lot. Rightfully so, we lionize mothers a lot better in America than I think maybe other countries might. I don't know how else to put it.
Americans, we value like our freedom of speech to yell at everyone. I think there are a lot of women listeners that would be like, "Hey, man, women have to minimize themselves here too, right?" So I'm not saying that's not.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
I am the proud son of a mother who was single. Like I think it's incredible. Anyway, I don't know what I was trying to say, but there's a moment of like her having to like avert her eyes.
Yeah.
And not look right at people and tell them to suck her dick.
I think
it was prescient to me when I was watching
it. I think the minimization is just different because, yes, obviously women in America also are pretty regrettably pretty minimized as well. But I do think the cultural differences make for – I think the cultural differences make what Dark Water, the Japanese version of Dark Water, make it that much more eerie. I think.
Yeah.
Because there's so much less said. Like, I guess that's the way like when I was watching it today, that's sort of how it felt.
Yeah. Well, there's this idea that, there's this kind of, it's the terror of she sees a ghost. She knows that she's being haunted. There's spots on the roof, whatever, all this stuff. But if she tells anyone, she could get in trouble. At one point, she sees like some ghost shit and she's like, I'm packing my shit and leaving. The thing we always tell characters to do in movies. But her lawyer comes in and he's like, if you do that, you will probably lose custody of your kid. It will show that you are unstable. Yeah. And she's like, I'm in this fucking goddamn hellhole of an apartment. This building looks dog shit from the jump, right? So you know that it's like she's in desperation mode. But the fact she's like, I got to get my kid away from this ghost to save her. And they're like, but if you do, you'll be an unstable, crazy woman who can't have her kid, right? And that I think it's that constant weaponization of like polite society-ness, right? That I have to always look like a woman who has her shit together so that I can prove I'm worthy of having my kid. Or maybe you should be able to say, you know what? This does fucking suck. My husband's a piece of shit and I hate that he's doing this to me. And I hate that I, have to work and go pick her up from school and I might be late some days because that's fucking life. And I'm fucking sick of it. And yeah, my apartment fucking sucks. But she can't say any of that because it'll be weaponized against her. So when you pair that with the same horror that all ghost stories have, which is if I tell people I'm seeing ghosts, I'm an unstable person that will no longer be trusted or valued or heard. Those two stories run parallel and just build on each other really beautifully in this movie.
I think that for me, great horror is about the actual world itself. Like, if you just say there's a ghost in an apartment building, it's like, yeah, well, leave the fucking apartment building. There's reasons, there's emotional reasons to keep someone in that apartment building, particularly the mother. And I think that's where true fear and horror and like the actual scare of like not being in control of your facility. That's where that's what makes it scary. I don't think necessarily anything external makes something scary in that same way. I think that you're in such a situation that you have to just you have to suffer. Like, all of us suffer for our children. That's the whole point. But you have to suffer to just be able to be with your kid. That's horrifying.
Yeah, you have to suffer to be with your kid, then suffer the other parenthood shit.
And then on top of that, you have to deal with this paranormal shit. Yeah, like that's some real terror, actually.
And then what it is, right? So she starts seeing these ghosts. She moves into the apartment. Her ceiling's leaking. And they do this kind of gag of that when the water touches her, she sees these flashbacks of this other girl.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, she sees a missing poster at the kindergarten where her daughter now goes.
Yeah.
This girl who went to the same kindergarten in 1999, this came out in 2000, so a couple years ago, 3 years ago, died or went missing. We don't even know that she died. She went missing. She realizes she's been seeing her around. She's been seeing her little red bag. Her daughter found it on the roof the first time they went there. She's been seeing visions of this girl's kind of sad story. So this girl exists as this kind of ghostly. She's got like a Georgie yellow coat on, right? And just appears in the back of the elevator at times, or she'll be in a doorway. She'll see her in flashes, right? There is another way this movie works, and it kind of adds to the emotional toll of this ghost story, which is there's a version of seeing it as like, oh my God, that's what could happen to my kid if I don't fucking hold it together. The fact that it's the same age as the girl, that the school's like, that girl was acting weird too before she went missing. There is this personalization of the ghost because the mom is looking at her own kid in the same fucking building right below the room in the same kindergarten. Yeah. It works really well. So it's this, specter of like, if I fuck up, something extra bad can happen, right? Now it's just given a face as a ghost. The rest of us parents just face it every day. Like every time your kid's out of your sight, you're like, fuck, I hope nothing happens.
And
this movie does that really well. Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Like, when you used to drop, because I think about this a lot, when we drop him off at school.
Yeah.
It is like, it's like those flashes of fear. It's like you're just like I always, so it happened this week. It was very strange. He ran off with one of his friends after we dropped him off and everything like that. Okay, I'll see you later, buddy. And we start walking back to the car after drop off, and he fucking bolted across the yard over to us. We're like, whoa, what's going on? And there's just tears in his eyes. We're like, dude, what happened? Did someone yell? What happened? What's going on? And he goes, I'm like, what? Let it out. It's okay, buddy. You can cry if you gotta cry. What's going on? And we were talking to him, and he's like, you guys, you didn't. I usually through the fence. I just stick my finger through, and I shake his hand. And he's like, you didn't put your finger through the fence to shake my hand. I was like, whoa. And it truly shook me this week. I was like, holy shit. This routine for my kid is so important. This part of the routine is so important that he felt so off. He was in tears. And it was one of those things when I was watching the movie, it struck me. I was like, not only is that horrifying for not only is it horrifying for a parent to just have to walk away from your kid, but that level of routine and that level of just when she has the vision of the girl just sitting there waiting, that just it's just one of those things it's very rare in these kinds of movies where I'm just my heart kind of breaks a little bit. That part really got me. It might have just been this week, but it was one of those things where I was just Jesus Christ, the level of heartbreak you have when a kid is just left alone. Just God, dude.
Yeah. And that's the stuff we lose when we Americanize them, because we crank up the supernatural shit. But this to me is where it's really devastating, which is anytime your kid's out of your sight, you're like, fuck, what if that's the last time? It's the sad state of the world we live in. If you work at a school now, we do Alice drills all the time, right? There are some kids who come to school with Kevlar backpacks and shit. It's just a fucking sad, scary place we live in. My kids have basketball at the same time. I have to drop one off and leave the other alone. And so each of them are alone for a stretch of time, a couple minutes, right? Our parents used to do that shit all the time. But dude, it stresses me the fuck out. I'm like, what if I get in an accident on the way? And then they're both alone, and it's fucking scary, right? And I think this movie has like those scenes, like, so she's been a stay-at-home mom for 6 years, I think they say her daughter is, because her husband, you know, is taking care of shit, and she's got to stay at home. She goes back to get the interview. The guy keeps leaving the interview, is fucking with her, and she gets this, you know, like, fuck, I've got to go to the school. Like, I've got to pick my kid up. I'm going to be late. So she has to run out of the interview where she desperately needs the job. It's a job that's way beneath her, as they say. Like, this is a little place. You used to work at this awesome place. We can't pay you that much. She's like, I just need to work. She has to run out, and she's like, hey, I'm happy to take it. I'm good at this and this. See, I got to get my kids. Because the guy's not even, like, protecting her time in the interview.
Right.
She goes there, and the place is fucking closed. And she turns, and that's when she sees the missing poster. And, like, that moment is so fucking scary.
Yeah.
If you have a kid, you've probably had something similar to that. And then she, thank God, sees it, and the dad came and is taking her. Yeah. And then the dad used it as like, you fucking worthless bitch. What are you out partying? She's like, no, I'm trying to go get a lower paying job of the awesome career I had so that I can pay for my goddamn wet, ghost filled apartment and keep this kid safe. You fuck. And the dad just judges the shit out of her. And this is the moment I was like, that's another one that scared the shit out of me. When she goes to take her daughter, and her daughter kind of freezes, caught between the mom and dad. And the kid's like, but you let me down once. Yeah. And it's like, you changed. You weren't there when you, like, you've always been there, but you weren't there today. And it's like, you see the kid have doubt in her in a way that's so scary. It's kind of satisfying for the prick husband who later is like, yeah, she was yanking on her arm, almost pulled it out of socket. Like, it's just that kind of shit. But like that betrayal in the eyes of the kid. Yeah. Is fucking devastating, man. And it's horrifying. And that's what this lady's dealing with between hauntings. Yeah. I actually think, to me, that sells it so much better.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the emotional stakes and the emotional weight of the movie is so much more devastating than anything supernatural or horror tinged that they can do. Because, again, I think that's just like icing on the cake. This movie is about a woman not on the edge. It's a woman it's a woman who's trying to do the best. And that's like, that's what like really great familial stories are about. Like, especially in dramatic or horror or anything like this is just, it's about people trying to do their best. And dude, doing the best you can as a parent. I wake up every day like, well, another day to fail. Like, there's never a time, all the time where I feel like I'm doing a good job. It's just the way it is.
Every time I raise my voice, this and that. That's the thing you'll learn. If my kids are listening to this someday after I'm dead, we don't know. You just make it up as you go and you hope it's okay. So when I yell at them, it's like I'm failing and I'm a loser. Dude, I have that recurring nightmare all the time of me coming to my own house, knocking on the door. Amy opens the door and like meets me like cold and great. Like, she just brought me a coffee in the middle of the pod, right? Great, beautiful, awesome wife. But I see her now with like no love for me. She looks at me as like disgrace, like how I view myself. And I'm like, how does she not see what I really am? Yeah. How could she love me for what I am? She doesn't know how bad I am like I do. And you look past her and you see my kids laughing and rolling and playing with another man that I can't ever see who it is. And she just fucking closes the door on me. And it's like this recurring nightmare I have all the time. My dad left, so maybe it's part of that shit. And I want to do a better job. And I was like, man, if I fucking fail and someday I make our family get divorced or whatever, I'll be exactly like my fucking dad. So we as parents are haunted by ghosts of our own childhoods too, right? Sure. Right when she gets the daughter from the dad, she goes and they stop and they see that family doing the sparklers in the park. And it's just a mom and dad, each with a kid, helping. So it's like a full 4-family unit, right? And they're all working together. And there's this devastating shot that it turns. And the mom and kid are just sitting there. And they look like the Sandlot kids when the wall falls on the beast. Like, they're just defeated and deflated. And they're like, fucking Christ, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that? And it's so nice. And the mom's like, let's go buy fireworks. We'll try to have some fun. And that's it right there. We can try to have fun too and just do the fucking best you can, man. Yeah. And again, that kind of stuff. The old mummy fart who works the front desk, right? Where she's like, hey, did you see if my kid came away? And he's like, hey, dude. Yeah. It's like, God damn it. By the way, there's water all over my apartment. Can you I'll write it in the log. And it's like, can you get your dusty old fucking ass up and do something? And he's so fucking useless, right? And the guy who's selling it to her intentionally tries to turn her so that she won't see the water spot. He knows he's selling her a bullshit place. Like, the way this woman is just constantly besieged in this movie is vulgar. It's vulgar, and you hate it. I think we talked a lot about how good that part is. How did you feel about how they deployed the ghost in this movie?
I found it a lot less annoying than I normally do in these kinds of movies. I actually thought it was like, there's a level of subtlety that I was not expecting, and it was so good. And honestly, just refreshing. Like I found like the mechanics of like the haunting and the ghost stuff in general. Like I just found it all very, it wasn't overbearing. Like again, like at no point do I like, I know we keep doing this, but like the comparison between American remakes of these movies is like, there's no comparison. Like, look, I'm not saying the American remakes are bad, but
I like the American remake of The Ring better. I think all the other Japanese versions kick the shit out of their remakes.
Yeah, like there's just something like when you crank the horror up, even like 5%, like a lot of these do, you don't need it. Like just watch the movie and say, hey, let's just make this movie for American audiences. Like there's no, like, I don't know what that is. It's not like, it's not a cultural gap or anything like that. It's just like, honestly, it's just proficiency of filmmaking and understanding your audience or what you're trying to tell your story, like how you're trying to tell your story. Like it's fucking brilliant, man. It's great.
Yeah, and like, especially like American films in the early 2000s, that was like a grab you by the ears and scream in your face time in cinema.
Like the hair in the water. Holy shit, man. I mean, like...
Yeah, it doesn't take much hair in your water to be fucking terrifying.
That's gross. That's terrifying.
He doesn't have to jump out and strangle you, too. That's gross enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were kind of American. It was like the torture porn era, and the only things we got that weren't torture porns were J-horror remakes. Mm-hmm. But you could tell they had that cranked up effect. What I love about this, like, and the subtlety of it, right? Like the first time the mom and her get on the elevator, there's like kind of a stain in the back, it looks like, and then it ends up being the hair of the girl.
Yeah.
Right? She goes up to knock on the door above her. No one's there. As she gets in the elevator, you see the little girl kind of like obscured.
Dude, love that.
In the doorway. And she's like, okay, what's that? Like the little red pouch, right, keeps popping up over and over. They throw it away, it comes back. There's just these moments, these flashes of seeing. And I think pairing those even with the ghost backstory gives it some of this, like, it's a life. It's a real human life. It's not a monster. It's not a supernatural, destructive monster. It's a life. Like, here's a good example. Think of the American remake of The Grudge, right? That one gets so kind of, like, sweaty when they do the flashbacks of the dad who finds out the mom's obsessed with Bill Pullman. And kills the mom and kills the kid. Like, it's sweaty. It's mean. The Japanese one has some of that, too. Like, that's the story of the movie. But it feels more like a lived-in world. It's not so produced. And what I love about this movie is the ghost is integrated into a world that feels real and inhabited. And the scariest thing about a ghost for me is the fact that it can happen where I live. Not that, like, it's a big, scary monster, but just that something I have no control over, something that should not be here, that slipped the mortal coil, is in my house, and it's watching me, and it's trying to get my attention from beyond the grave. But it has to happen in a place that's where I live, where I exist. And you turn the horror knob up 5%, like you say, that makes the world feel less real. You feel the staged elements of it more and more.
I don't feel as scared or emotionally engaged. And I think that's kind of the key element for Darkwater is that emotional engagement, parent or not, you still feel for this kid. You still feel for these people. So I think like that is sort of the X factor as to why this movie works in general, is just you're feeling it the whole time.
Yeah, and another interesting thing in this one versus some of the others, the kid was not destroyed. The kid wasn't murdered or whatever. The kid, like a fucking dumbass, I was like, who leaves the fucking tank open? Why is there this big water tank on the roof that's open?
It's that Hotel Cecil thing. Yeah.
It's that old mummy fart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Hotel Cecil thing was in what, 2013?
Yeah.
So like 11 years after this movie, this fucking happened in real life.
Yeah.
But this little girl goes up to the roof and she's just exploring, right? She's got no one to walk her home. No one fucking cares. She opens the tank and her little bag falls in. And then she fucking falls in. And the building's so run down, no one noticed that their fucking shit tasted like dead fucking flesh or like had disease in it, whatever. But the girl just falls in there and is forgotten about. And someone checked off that they cleaned it that day and had never been cleaned since. Right? So, like, we have to wonder, did other people see this or hear her and they just ignored her? What it is this was a ghost that wasn't killed by malice or whatever.
Just neglect.
This was a kid who died through just sheer neglect. She was not important enough. And she happens to find a mom who's fighting tooth and nail with everything she's got to keep her kid. And the ghost is fucking drawn to that. Yeah. The ghost wants a mom that would have fought for her and stood up for all these things. And it becomes this kind of beautiful, fucking tragic moment where it's like, of course the ghost who died alone, because no one would walk it home from kindergarten.
Yeah.
And no one was there to say, don't go in the tank like her mom did so many times. You see it almost as the ghost has been testing the mom if she would keep protecting the little girl. Mm-hmm. And every time she does, the ghost wants her more for how good she is. And it's so fucking devastating. Like, if the girl had been like, oh, the fucking old mummy fart killed her and dunked her in there, you're like, okay, that's like mean Hollywood shit. This is just like just this sad fucking loneliness of a ghost, which I think loneliness, another thing we don't sell enough in our ghost movies.
Yeah.
It's agreed. Because that's the thing. At the end, the ghost isn't a monster. It's just a fucking scared child. The ghost doesn't know how to emotionally regulate. It was in kindergarten when it drowned on accident.
Well, I think that's the truly scary thing, is that it's a ghost. A ghost of neglect is so much more terrifying. Like, there is nothing.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's nothing evil about it. It's just a child that's. I think that's the thing that's so, like, emotionally devastating, and why this works so well in general is just like an unwanted child. Like, good Lord. Like,
yeah, well, they say the dad ended up staying there for months after because, like, the kid needed a place to come home to. And it's like, you do that, but you're not there. So we know that parent had a fucking horrifying, after, like, regret-filled, like, what have I fucking done? There's just so much of that trauma built into this, right? And we get to some of the ghost stuff, right? Like, the hair's coming out of the sink, and the ghost girl pulls the daughter into the fucking bathtub, and it looks like she's drowned her.
Right.
Right? And so the mom's trying to fucking flee and escape. Also, that was one of those, I was like, stop taking the fucking elevator. Use the stairs. Jesus Christ. As a man who hates elevators, I feel like maybe, for me, it's a constant battle of I hate elevators. I'm claustrophobic and afraid of heights, but I'm also fat. And I don't want to show up to everywhere I go sweaty as shit. So it is like a constant like battle versus one of my inner primal fears. But in this one, I was like, you're thin. Use the stairs. You're on the 3rd floor. You'll be fine. You're going down. Stop getting in the fucking elevator. She gets in. The ghost is in there. The ghost is reaching out. The ghost is grabbing her, right? She gets her daughter out. I thought this was such a beautiful moment. I was like, this is one of my favorite ghost moments ever. Yeah. The ghost is not malicious. It looks like it was just trying to kill that kid. So it's like, what's the ghost going to do to him? They're trapped in a box and can't escape. The ghost just hugs her.
Yep.
Just hugs her, and she sits down, and the ghost is just wrapped around her, sitting on her lap. The ghost just wants a mom, wants a parent. And the mom doesn't scream, punch, fight, kick.
Right.
She just kind of hugs the ghost back.
Can I ask a question about, because I thought this was a really beautiful moment, actually, in a movie that's like supposed to be super scary. I did have this thought, though, and I don't know if it's because I was watching it knowing sort of the content of the movie. In the very beginning, when they're gonna go look at the apartment and they're in the elevator and the hand holding trick, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think that gives it away? Like, if you hadn't seen it before, would that have given away like sort of what the methodology is a little bit?
No, I think it shows that something's getting contact with it.
Okay.
But I don't think the movie's ever selling all the way that this is going to end in a hug. Right. And again, I think knowing that it's the guy who did Ringu, oh my God, this is just like Ring. This is going to be the classic, like, why'd you let her out?
Right.
TV jump scare. And this one feels like it's kind of the flip side of the coin to Ringu. This is more of just like this is a family drama.
Yeah.
Just kind of with genre elements on top of it.
Sure.
To me, this is not really a horror movie that much. You know, this is Kramer versus Kramer with a ghost. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fucking great, and it's better for it. It's better. It's not worth forcing scares in there. It is scary. It's scary, the thought, like, real world shit is scary. And yes, ghosts are scary. But this is not a movie that at the end, if it had gone for the fucking throat, like the ghost is choking the mom out up against the fucking thing and smacking her around, that this is any better of a movie. The movie is better because the ghost sits on her, and the ghost, I have been alone for 3 years. I've been forgotten. I want you. I don't want your fucking kid. You thought I was haunting your kid. I'm haunting you. I want you.
Yeah.
I want someone to fight for me and stay with me and make me fucking feel loved. And in that moment, the mom does not fucking fight, punch, put a hole in the skeleton face, like all the gags you would think.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of smiles at her own kid and hugs the ghost back, and they fucking dip. They're gone. Right. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing we see, the water rushes out, the girl's washed away, whatever. And she's a teenager now. We jump to when she's a teenager. And she's like, fuck, I'm with my dad. He's remarried. He's got a new wife and new daughters. She's like, I wonder whatever happened to mom. She sees her old kindergarten. She's like, I wonder what happened to my mom, man. She was pretty cool. I vaguely remember her, right? That's scary, too. The thought that you die and your kid will, like, barely remember your voice.
You're not a memory, yeah.
Oh, dude, like, you're kind of a memory. But, like, also, my kid grew up thinking I just fucking bailed on her. She doesn't remember the ghost shit, all that. She goes back to the building. It's now condemned, right? For God only knows why. Maybe they're haunting the shit. Like, I'm going to get revenge on that mummy fart. The mom's like, let's go. We're going to fucking get after him. She goes back to her room. And again, this is where you think the scary last image is coming.
Yeah.
And she walks in, and it's her mom. And her mom's not a scared, like, monster ghost.
No.
Her mom is not a ghost who's stuck in the past. Her mom's like, oh, my God, you came to see me. Look how fucking big you are. You're in high school now? Guys, gonna make me choke up. But her mom's, like, excited to see her.
Yeah.
Her mom's like, you're fucking growing up. Look at you. I'm so fucking happy and proud for you. And the daughter's like, oh, my God, I didn't know you're here. I'll come live with you again. If I had known you were here, we could have had all this time. And the mom's like, you can't. You can't live with me. I can't go to your friend's house. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I love you. And the girl's like, remember when you said you could deal with anything as long as I was with you? Is that still true? And the mom's like, yep. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of her eye, she sees a shape, and it's the little fucking Georgie ghost. It reminded me of the little kid in the first contact with the little blue kid in Akira, right?
Yeah.
Is behind her. And the mom's like, I can't. She has to say that you have to go. You have to leave. I have to stay here with this ghost. This is how I protect you. The ghost was letting me know when it pulled you in that water, it'll hurt you if I don't concede. And that sucks, but I will do this because I'm your mother. And she whips her head, no ghost. She whips back, and her mom's fucking gone. And the movie just ends with her going, she's like leaving the building. And she's just like, and that's when I knew my mom had been there the whole time.
Been there the whole time, yeah. It's fucking poetry.
It's literal poetry. It's perfect.
Right. What horror movie ends in such a way that doesn't, like, it also just ends too. Like, there's no fucking gag or anything like that. And, like, that's an affectation of American moviegoers. Like, there's such amazing poetry and simplicity in saying, like, my mother always looked out for me. She always watched over me. Like, but, like, that's that, like, parental sacrifice of, like, I would die so that you could move on, so that you could live a good life. Like, that's horror in and of itself for a parent. And that's,
God. Like, and in a terrifying way, it's the I will live eternally with this little fucking ghost for you. Yeah. So not even like the peace of death.
No, yeah, it's
I will live forever.
I will live forever to be something
for
else.
You.
I will be the mother of this. I'll be the mother of this entity, just so that you can have, like, that's, man. That is just, I'm getting goosebumps, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
And the impulse is to send us to the lobby with, like, a jump scare, a last final image.
Yeah.
We remember how scary it was. And it's like,
no, man.
Send us to the lobby.
Send us to the lobby
fucking,
thinking
that
about
was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That lady hugged a ghost and just lives this life forever.
That's a killer ending.
So that her daughter can be a high school student.
Movie, man.
Yeah, that's what the ending of this movie. I do think there's moments where you're like, it's kind of that in between. It's like, all right, it's doing familiar drama. It's adding ghost stuff, but I was like, the ghost stuff isn't really, like, scaring me. Okay. And then at the end, you're like, oh, it's not meant to scare me. This is a different experience.
It's just.
This is a sit in it. This is a fucking just. Yeah, bask in it, man. And it's so much better for it, right? Like, this is not Ringu. This is not, Ju-on. This is not a lot of those J-horrors that became like real fucking like splashes and pop culture sensations.
Yeah.
Because it's not the scary film that those are. But I think if you watch it as just a fucking great story, it's every bit as powerful as those other movies. And I think it just kind of gets lost a little because when you turn on a J-horror, you want it to be scary.
Yeah.
And this one's just kind of beautiful, right?
I think it's fucking rad, man. It really is. It's really good. Like, again, it just goes beyond any expectation you could have for a J-horror movie. And it becomes honestly, like, it transcends the entire idea of horror. It's just like, it's like the first time you saw Hereditary, and like, you're just like, what am I stepping into here? And like the left turn it takes is so hard. You're like, I guess I'm just in. And this one isn't even asking you to take much of a left turn. It's just saying like, listen, just come on this journey with us, because what we're going to talk about is something so much more invasive and terrifying than a fucking, water ghost. Like, let's talk about.
And it's what we always talk about, right? It's using genre to get us to watch movies that we wouldn't appreciate otherwise. Agreed. If this was just a lady like losing her daughter in Japan movie, would have never heard of it. It wouldn't be on this pod. Like, the genre is what gets you in. It's the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, fucking water ghost? Hell yeah, I'm wet. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck, this movie's doing a whole lot of other things I didn't know it was going to do.
Yeah.
And again,
absolutely.
I think a lot of the worst horror movies you see are capital H horror movies.
Yeah.
Right? And the worst comedies you see are capital C comedies.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want a comedy to be National Lampoons where every line and every shot is a gag. You have to have moments between those things to make them matter, to fucking set them up, to pay them off, to sweeten the fucking jokes. And the same with horror. It can't just be murder, 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 murder. Scare, scare, scare. You have to have those in between moments or they don't fucking mean anything.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about great horror like this is it means so much on a completely different level. And that's artistry, man. I don't know.
It really is. Beautiful film. Alex, what was the most messed up moment in Dark Waters?
I mean, anytime a kid drowns in a fucking water tank, I would say that's probably pretty messed up. Like, that's probably.
I said Dark Waters. It's not Pirates of the Dark Water. It's Dark
It's not
Water.
Pirates of the Dark Waters. Actually, someone asked me that yesterday.
Show.
When I was like, when I turned it on, I was like, I can't. I texted you because I was like, I can't find Dark Waters streaming anywhere. I'm like, Dark Waters? You watching Pirates of Dark Water? No. Yeah. This is.
I fucking loved that show when I was a
loved
kid.
that show.
It was One Piece before One Piece. Look it up. No, it's again. I think the thing about that scene that's so fucking messed up. To your point, anytime a child meets their end is awful.
Yeah.
Just never good. Never fun. Unless it's like, fucking Isaac from Children of the Corn. What it is, though, is that it's just so fucking mundane.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's so, like, truly and honestly, it's like, it's that compounding neglect that just is like, it's just so sad. Like, there's nothing more messed up than the idea that, like, no one fucking paid attention. Like, it's just... Yeah. It's truly like that is why it's the most messed up moment for me, because the compounding interest of neglect on a fucking child, like they don't deserve that. It honestly, like it upset me. So yeah.
And
what about you?
The kid being so unseen,
that
we realized 3 years later they never found her. Like the dad's still holding the apartment, like they never fucking found her. She's still in that tank. That is fucking depravity. And it's fucking sad, man. That's the thing. Dark Water gets so much of its horror from just emptiness, empty spaces, things unsaid, right? Like that's the shit that's so scary. If I had to pick the most messed up moment in this movie, it's hard because you know what my heart wants to pick is the fact that this lady is just suffering in this apartment.
Yeah.
Her lawyer shows up, and it's immediately like, what the fuck? He goes downstairs and just starts fucking berating the manager and the mummy fart. And immediately things are happening. We'll fix it now. We'll do it now. And he's just laying into their asses. And you're like, this man shows up and immediately everything gets fixed. But this fucking single mom who's doing her best, the Reba, a single mom who works 2 jobs. Like, that's not enough. That can't be heard or helped. That dude just showing up, and now all of a sudden it's fine.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is fucking
pretty fucked
wild.
up.
But if I had to pick the moment that's most messed up to me, it's 100% when she's late from the interview to pick up her kid.
Oh, God,
and she shows up, and the school's dark, and it's nighttime outside.
That's fucked up.
And no one is around. That, as a parent, is one of the worst
There's a lot
feelings
of,
you'll
like,
ever have, is when you can't find your kid.
Yeah, I realized watching these movies when in my 20s, like, they mean nothing. Now that I'm a parent and almost 40.
Like, what's the big deal?
Like, there's so much triggering imagery in this movie that I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah. Well, not only that, she's late. She can't find her kid. She looks over, missing kid poster for a kid in kindergarten.
Isn't there just like...
That's the nightmare scenario.
This fucking movie, actually, this is like the thing I love about, truly, that makes this movie great, is there's so much triggering imagery in this movie and all this stuff if you're a parent. But you're truly like, you are like, there's... Once we get to like hardcore ghost stuff and shit like that, if you're a parent, you're just like, what do you got? What's left?
Yeah,
I've already seen the worst shit you could think of as a parent, but sure, bring it on. Ghosts, whatever.
I was trying to throat punch my husband in a lawyer's office. You think I'm fucking scared of you running through a doorway? Fuck off. Leave me alone. I'll fucking chug the hair water. Like, suck it.
I love the idea. Hideo Nakata's like, I don't know. I mean, like, we're going to have to throw a ghost in here. We've already given everybody the least, like, helpful things that you could think of in a movie. I guess we'll just throw a ghost in at the end and see what happens. Like, it
fucking
is
sing it
like,
with a ghost.
It's, like, perfectly peppered to the point where you're like, there's nothing more terrifying than what I just watched. So bring on a fucking ghost at this point. It is relief.
Hey, they are right. Life is pretty fucking scary all the time, it feels like.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this movie just strikes about, again, it's a more subtle, poetic version of the J-Horror story that I love. And I think what we all loved about J-Horror was that it was horror that was quieter and a little more still. And it lets things build, and the ghastly images begin to surround and envelop you more than jump out at you.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think this is such a good one that doesn't get as much love as some of its companions. It's beautiful, man. It's a fucking fantastic film.
It's really
We
good.
hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We hope you'll go to Indiegogo and make us wit by getting the perk where you join this podcast and do a messed up movie draft with me, Dandino, Sophia, Heath, Sam, whoever you want. We'll make it happen. We also hope you would make us even whitter and go to the Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page, the best way to help support and grow this show. That means the world to us. We're putting in a lot of work to try to grow the show. You can be a part of that. You can have your voice have some authorship over what this show becomes. Please, the other thing we're really pushing right now, please become a subscriber on our YouTube channel. Video version of all the pods and some other cool stuff coming. We could use your help with that. We'll see you next Quit Wednesday.